On this edition of the Producers Podcast, Tall Paul,
Yes.
Tall Paul Joseph, I'm Jack Silver. We got a little NFL football
Love that.
because it's championship weekend, so that'll be good. A commercial that I know we always like to do, commercials that are a little wacky or ones that drive us nuts.
Yes.
But today we're going to focus on commercials, a series of commercials that are really good.
Okay.
And let's start with I don't know, did you see that inauguration, Paul?
I did catch that. Yes. Yeah.
How'd that go for you? What was your takeaway?
Well, first of all, I was struck by how odd it was not to have people there. The crowd size and the way they had everybody spaced out. But I thought that, to me, President Biden really came through as what he was, a warm, genuine person.
Yeah.
And so I think everything he said, that speech was really good because it just showed him as who he was. And I like the authentic. Understood.
And in general, we don't talk politics on the Producers Podcast.
No, we don't.
No, but this one, the reason I brought it up is because it felt a little more different than politics, because what it felt like was after the 4 years that we went through, good, bad, or indifferent, however you saw that,
right.
This just looked 180 degrees different. It was a little bit more compassionate. It looked a little classier from my angle. Certainly the celebrities. I mean, I didn't see Chachi from Happy Days.
No.
I didn't see Kid Rock, and the My Pillow guy was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even look for him, to be honest.
You wouldn't have seen him because he wasn't there. Because what you did see was Lady Gaga, who killed it, crushed it.
Oh, she was great.
The national anthem. That was so stirring. You saw Bruce Springsteen, you saw John Bon Jovi, you saw Katy Perry, that amazing young black woman from Harvard who gave her poem.
Yeah, she's like 22 years old. Pretty incredible. She looks like she could be the new Oprah and have her own show.
Well, trust me when I tell you, Paul, there are producers around the country that are calling her agent right now, or better yet, there's agents lining up to be her agent.
Why aren't we?
Because we
let's go.
We scratch and claw our way right to the middle.
Well, that's where we are.
Stay there. We got I got no drive. I mean, we should phone that woman.
Let's call her today, because all you need is one big score like that, and you're the next big thing.
What is her name? I apologize for not being prepared on the Producers Podcast, which, by the way, you young producers, the key is to be prepared. And if you're going to talk about the young woman who knocked it out with the poem,
right,
you should know her name. So her name was...
What is her name?
All right. This is Amanda Gorman.
Amanda Gorman.
Who is now a bestseller after reading her poem at Biden's inauguration.
Of course.
No, that Amanda Gorman absolutely killed it.
I'm calling her right now.
Yeah, let's get her on line. Seal.
Get her on.
Get Amanda Gorman on line 2.
Let's talk to her right now. I'm asking Alexa to call her. My personal assistant.
So I just felt that when it was all done, and it ended for me with the Katy Perry, "You're a Fireworks" song.
Yeah.
And those fireworks were unbelievable. Now, true, I was a little worried that President Biden was up till about 11 o'clock at night. The poor guy probably hasn't stayed up that late in quite some time.
Yeah, I think he goes to bed at 9 with Andy Griffith.
I do that, Paul, you don't. But he's the president now, and he's got to go full tilt. And if it takes staying up till 11 o'clock at night and watching some fireworks on your inauguration day, well, by God, Paul.
Yeah. What struck me too was after that, they went to the White House, and then he was in there signing his documents that he was going to sign.
Oh, okay.
Did you see that?
I did not. Why?
Oh, okay, because they had 15 executive orders that he was going to sign.
Oh, that big stack of things.
And he was going through those one at a time. But to me, it was like they had his pens neatly over here, because he signed a different pen, so they have it for posterity's sake.
Yeah.
And they can sell it on eBay, I guess.
Yeah.
But the poor guy was grabbing them. He had a little list. He'd look up here. He said, this one is for, whatever it was. And then you have to get the pen out of this, because they were lined up real neat, but they were deep in there.
Yeah.
So he'd pull that out. Then he'd bring it over. Then he'd go like this. Then he'd sign it. Okay. And then he'd go And then he started his first one. He put it in and closed the pen and set it to the side. Went to the next one, same thing again. Then when he went to put it down, he couldn't put it down because the pen was not making the last one flat. So now he's going like, can somebody help me? I mean, it's like, duh, it's the president signing things. And so, then this girl starts grabbing them and then she's helping him, each time he puts one down. But still, have the pens ready. I mean, come on, Jack.
Yeah, well, you know what that is, Paul?
Yeah.
Check your props.
They just crashed the plane.
Yeah,
I mean, really, whoever that woman was, that 757 just went into the ground.
Bodies strewn all over the runway.
Yeah. I mean, you just don't do that.
And the other thing was, I guess he had his family Bible there. Did you see that?
Yes.
Where it was like literally this thick.
What is in that thing?
It must be the large font version of the Bible because it was.
I think it was the Braille version because I've never seen anything thicker than that.
Yeah. And the other thing that was, and again, you got to keep it light and breezy. The world has been, the Twitter universe has been blowing up with the memes with Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
He was there
with his big muffins that he's wearing.
He's wearing the mittens.
Yeah.
The guy's wearing mittens. I mean, bro, start with that. And evidently that thing has made its way from everything from a Lambeau leap to him at the Eiffel Tower to.
I saw the NBC Peacock next to him.
Right.
They're doing everything across the board.
Very clever. And if I had a little time and actually was a good producer, I would have had you some of the pictures of that. Yeah, but everyone's seen them, and it's actually getting a little tiresome to see the Bernie Sanders memes with the mittens. But
right.
Overall, I give it a 10 on a scale
10?
of 1 to. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I thought it was good. I mean, the speeches are speeches, but I just thought it looked like America. It felt a little warm and fuzzy.
Okay.
And it felt good to me.
You know what I felt? I felt, and this includes the press, because the press, how hardcore they are.
Yeah.
I felt them take a deep breath and kind of relax.
Yeah.
I think that's what everybody felt, that there was just like a keen down all of a sudden across the board,
Okay, well, that's a good point. And here's another bit of bad producing. The new press secretary, Jen Psaki or PSA, whatever her name, who cares what her name is?
Yeah, just call her Jen.
Call Jen.
Yeah.
A little different vibe with the press briefings. I don't know if you've seen any of her work, but it's amazing. The press asks questions, she gives answers, and then it wash, rinse, and repeat.
Is that how it works?
Yeah. Evidently, when you get someone in there,
I loved. What was the guy's name? We forget these people so fast.
No, Spicer.
Oh my God! Come on, for Saturday Night Live,
he was great.
That was the very best. I mean, him with that podium, and then he chased people with the podium.
Yeah, and the girl from Mike and Molly who played him.
Yeah,
was great. No, remember that was quite a group they had. It went from Mr. Spicer, whatever his first name was, Sean Spicer. Then it went to Huckabee's daughter. Remember her? She was a treat. And then the blondie who was out of her mind. And so look, if you like those 4 years, knock yourself out. Things have changed, and it just does feel a little different. And to my ear and eye, looks a little bit more like what we're used to. Yeah. And hopefully that'll be a lead to a bright future.
Let's hope for America and for everybody here. Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's that. Now, what I did want to do was we've gone through some commercials over time, Paul. The one with Tom Selleck that we didn't like. We didn't understand why Tom Selleck was sitting at a fishing pole.
Yeah, with a fishing pole, talking about reverse mortgages.
Right.
Talking about what's her name, Nancy Young or somebody.
Right, and then we had the one where the guy was doing the erectile dysfunction. Well, not erectile, the Peyronie's disease commercial.
Yeah, they were using cucumbers and all kinds of vegetables.
It was crazy. It was. Yeah. But now I found a commercial that I kind of like, and I didn't know if you've seen this thing. Now let me see if I had to share with you, which is this. Have you seen these commercials for Progressive Insurance?
Oh yeah.
With this guy?
Yes.
All right. So basically the premise of the commercial, for those of you who haven't seen it, if you've been living in a cave, he's teaching people not to be your parents.
Right.
So like if you watch this one, it's very clever.
We're at the movies and we need to silence our phone. Who knows where that button is?
I don't have silent.
Everyone does, right? If it happens all.
How to silence.
And he's such like a school teacher.
Right, he's great.
Kills me. He's got that down where he does kind of the backhand circle like the school teachers do.
Yeah. So these people are trying to figure out how to how to silence their phone. All right,
yeah.
So that's that.
So we buy a new home and we turn into our parents. What I do is help new homeowners overcome this.
That's Dr. Rick.
Good choice, Steve.
Okay, don't forget, you're not assisting him. You hired him.
So he's talking, and you can relate to that because, like, when the plumber is down underneath the sink,
yes,
he's kind of cheering him on or helping him, and the guy's like, "Look, he works for you now.
That's right. Don't forget that.
Don't do that."
Yeah.
And then here's one more.
You know what he said? You have too many. Well,
she had too many pillows on the counter, or excuse me, on the sofa.
Yeah.
So that was good. Hold on.
reads books about submarines. My dad. Yeah.
The guy's reading a book about submarines, and he's like, "Don't be like your dad."
Yeah.
This is classic.
Progressive.
Oh yeah, he's taking. Oh, there's the pillows.
We can't
Taking them all off. Yeah, just too many pillows.
Just so damn clever.
No, it really is. They do some great spots.
Excellent. And the other one I saw that I don't have right now, but one of them was they were going through different sayings and whatever they were doing, and the guy put up on the screen quinoa, QUI.
Oh yeah,
quinoa, which is what it's like a grain that you eat. It's like quinoa salad.
Yeah,
and they're all trying to guess how to pronounce quinoa.
Okay. Is it up on a board?
Yeah. Because as parents, how would you know how to pronounce quinoa? So it's just classic. So
that's good stuff.
A tip of the old hat.
Yes.
To Progressive Insurance for really doing a good job with their commercials and trying not to be your parents. And really, Paul, I think the takeaway is the best commercials are really the ones that have some. It's kind of there's some truth involved.
Yeah.
Like as you get older. You don't want to you're not a friend of the plumber.
No.
You do need to learn how to silence your phone in a movie theater.
And nobody wants to be your parents.
And nobody wants to be their parents. So do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
Now, before we get to the NFL, did you have a little something you wanted to
there's one thing I wanted to mention about Kanye West. I don't know if you heard about that he's suing a former intern at Yeezy for putting out products, just showing them online. Because he had a non-disclosure. They make everybody, all the interns, sign a non-disclosure, obviously. So he's sued. I guess they did cease and desist for 3 weeks with this guy. He wouldn't take them off his website. They're just pictures of something. He wasn't selling them. But anyway, it got down to now he's suing this intern, Kanye West, who's a billionaire.
Yeah.
$500,000, suing an intern.
Oh my God.
What intern do you know that has 50 cents in his pocket, much less $500,000?
So that's crazy. And by the way, don't get me started on the Kanye West stuff. In fact, hold on.
Oh, what do you got? A spinning chair.
Well, the spinning chair is always good, but no.
Yeah.
As you know, I'm one of the only people that still gets magazines. And on the new issue of, last week's issue of People. Kim Kardashian has had enough of this guy.
Yeah.
And she's filing for divorce, and evidently, according to People, and I wouldn't know, but evidently
he's bipolar. That's the problem, and I think he goes off the meds.
And he does have, but evidently, according to this article, he's flush with cash.
Oh no, he's loaded.
He's loaded,
but that's why I found it so funny. I mean, what are you really expecting to get out of an intern? Right.
So to sue an intern, if you're Kanye West and you're worth a bloody fortune, that's not right. So. All right. Well, that's good. Thanks for bringing me up to speed on that. And I before we get to the NFL championship weekend, there was one other little sports sidebar that I didn't know if you'd seen. Do you know the name Jared Porter? Mr. Porter, yes. Jared Porter? Yeah. He's the general manager of the former general manager of the New York baseball Mets.
Yeah.
And generally nobody talks about the Mets because who cares about the Mets?
Right.
But this person, as a general manager, had just gotten fired. Mm-hmm. And did you read why he got fired, Paul? Did you?
Well, yeah, I don't even know if we should talk about it, but yes, he kind of went the Wiener way.
Well, okay, we handle our stuff. We're not full blown hardcore. Right. We can tap dance around what he did.
You can say it.
on the Producers Podcast with Paul Joseph and Jack Silver,
Yeah.
The general manager of the Mets sent a private part picture. Some people call him, well, starts with a D, ends with pick. Anyway, the answer is he sent he took pictures or sent pictures of his private parts,
genitalia,
of his genitalia to a South American reporter,
right,
who had no interest in him. He sent her some texts saying, "Hey, can we get together?" Whatever bad rap this guy had, and then I guess, Paul, he was out of clever things to ask her, so decided to send a private parts picture. And my question is this: how many guys, like, remember the guy from CNN who did it? Or Brett Favre had a run-in with it.
Yeah. Weiner, the guy named Weiner.
Anthony Weiner, ironically, did it. So my plea is for all of us that if you're trying to impress a woman, I think the last thing you should do is send a picture of your private parts, especially if it's unwanted.
I'd go a step further.
Yes.
I would say, honestly, even if they requested it,
don't.
I think I'd hold off and say, you know what, if things work out, we get together, whatever. But,
and to your point right there, because it never turns out well.
Even
Even if she likes it. And by the way, it never works out well.
Yeah.
You're always going to get fired.
Yeah.
You're going to end up in court. There's no reason for it.
But he's a high-profile guy. What are these people that are high-profile? Why are they so ill that they do this stuff? And A, they think it's okay. B, they think no one else is going to see it and not going to be found out.
And my point has always been, if you have a good job, like the general manager of the New York Mets, that's got to be $500,000 to $1 million, or probably much more than that. I don't even know how much the guy makes. If you have a good job, don't lose it over sending a D pic. It's not right.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I never understand that ever.
And then I'll close it with, I'll tie a bow around this segment that is making Tall Paul very uncomfortable for some reason.
Yeah, I'm fidgety. I'm going.
No, I know. You don't like this kind of stuff. I
take
apologize.
me back to the, when we did the Peyronie's disease commercial.
Right. It's the same premise. His defense was, get this, that wasn't even my private parts. He took a stock photo from somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
So he thought, no problem. It's not really me.
Yeah.
Hey, bro.
Yeah.
Just back away from the keyboard. I've said that again. And talking about don't be your parents.
Yeah.
Grown men should not be doing texting pictures of anything to their girlfriends.
I don't think
let alone people who they're trying to make a move on.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's.
Ooh, all right. Man, goodness.
Yeah.
You know what I need to do, Paul? No, I need to use
a spritzer.
I need to use my hand sanitizer to sanitize myself.
No, I'm going to gargle.
Do that, because that bit, that leaves a bad taste in your mouth and on your hands. So, all right. All right. Now, here's the best part.
Yeah.
As we prepare for the weekend and we're taping the Producers Podcast.
Yes.
We're ready for the big championship weekend where you get the NFC showdown, Packers, Bucks.
Yep.
You get the AFC championship game showdown. Bills, Chiefs.
I mean,
so let's take it from the top. Paul. Let's start with the NFC.
Okay.
And I did give you this. As you know, I'm a picture guy. So let's share the screen.
Yep.
Let's start with
little Aaron Rodgers, maybe.
Yeah, let's start with him.
There you go. There he is.
So
he's wearing his away jersey, huh?
Yeah. So basically, I'm sticking with the Packers.
Okay.
I think the reason I'll stay with the Packers, even though Tampa Bay and Tom Brady is looking very tough, the Packers beat the #1 defense in the Los Angeles Rams a week ago. The Bucks have a very strong defense, but they're not #1. So right. I think that, and this young man right here that you're looking at, is playing at a level that no one's seen before, and it's going to be 20 degrees and snowing in Lambeau. I'm picking the Packers. How say you?
All good points. And I think the fact that they're at home on top of that is they're in Lambeau, right?
Yeah, they're at Lambeau
so
Field.
They've got that going for them.
Yeah.
What I like about the Bucks is obviously Tom Brady's no stranger to cold weather, playing all the years and doing so well with the Pats. This team is a really good road team as well, does well on the road. And it's got all the attributes, it's got the momentum to really, I would call this, if it happens, it will be a bit of an upset because I favor the Green Bay to win this thing. But, I'm just because you said Green Bay, I'm going to go, I'm going to take the underdog. I'm going with the Bucks and Brady to upset this group.
Okay. And you're looking at Tom Brady right now on the screen?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's wearing a Patriots.
Well, that was a picture I took at a Super Bowl. Well, take it easy, Paul. I know. For you young producers, you might want to get a current shot of Tom Brady.
I mean, come on.
But to avoid any lawsuits, that's a photo I took at media night for the Super Bowl a couple of years ago.
Cool.
All right. Well, look, you're not off base. He's got a lot of weapons. He's got 6 Super Bowl championships already.
Yep.
It wouldn't surprise me. It would demoralize me if the Packers don't win, because I would love to see them in a Super Bowl. But the expression is don't sleep on the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Here's the one other point about Tampa Bay Bucks. They win this game, and guess where the Super Bowl is?
In Tampa. Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah.
They'd be playing at their home stadium.
And what it would also show, too, is, everyone has always argued, is it Tom Brady? Was it Bill Belichick? Was it the Patriots way? Was it the individual Tom Brady? If Tom Brady does go in to Super Bowl 55 and win with no Bill Belichick, no Patriots way, no New England fans, nothing, with a brand new team of, some pretty strong players, but, not a lot of practice. The COVID had no preseason. If he pulls that rabbit out of his butt, he is the GOAT.
He is the GOAT. He'll have to do it without Antonio Brown because Antonio Brown is out.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, with a knee injury. So that hurts them a bit too.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. All right. So now on the other hand,
then
you go to the AFC Championship game, which is the second day of the game.
Ooh. Yeah.
And you're talking about, I don't know, this young stud. And again, this was from a Super Bowl.
Mahomes, yeah.
Yeah, Mahomes. I don't know how you do battle against this guy.
Well, first of all, he's got to get past the protocol because, he had a head concussion. And so, he's in protocol right now. And they're saying it'll depend on how he feels when he starts exercising. If he feels lightheaded, if he feels dizzy, any of those symptoms, he won't be allowed to play.
Although developing news, I read that he is cleared to play. Mm-hmm. But to your point, if he gets out there and he's kind of woozy and if someone sees something, they'll stop that. But
yeah,
I'm picking. I got to pick Kansas City. I think. I don't know. I think you got to go with that. I don't know. How about?
I think probably Kansas City if he can stay on the field.
Because he's up against this guy. He's up against this guy.
Yeah.
That's Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And he has done an amazing job of coming into the league and taking things over the last couple of years. One of the things I heard, which I love, nuggets. Josh Allen's passer rating went from like 51 to 65. In other words, his rating has increased like 14 or 15 points year over year. And he can run, he can pass. He's got Stephon Diggs. And that I believe will be one of the really fun games to watch.
I can't wait.
But I am picking Kansas City because I don't know how you go against Travis Kelce and.
Well, you're smart. You really can't go against them. All I'm saying is, if he gets Mahomes gets his bell rung early, like in the first quarter, then all bets are off, and the Bills could easily win this thing. Not easily, but they could win it because without Mahomes leading that charge, and there could be trouble. So it depends on his health, I think.
Well, it's going to be great, and then you're 2 weeks away from the Super Bowl. Usually there's a lot of pomp and circumstance before that. I think it's going to be a much more subdued Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I would love to see the Packers and Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And I'm picking both Packers and Chiefs to win this weekend. You've got the Bucks.
Yep. And
Chiefs or what?
And Chiefs.
Okay. All right.
Because I have to go with the Chiefs. And like I say, if he gets knocked out, then all bets are off. But
right.
If he's in playing, the Chiefs should win that.
Right.
But I really want to see someone else win the Super Bowl just because I love to see a turnover.
Right. And enough Tom Brady. I mean, you got 6 rings, you got Gisele Bundchen, you got a house with a moat.
Yeah.
You got everything, Tom, and you look like Tom Brady. So I think you need to share some of the wealth with the others.
There you go.
All right, Tom.
Play nice.
Good job. Quick job. I think, let's
Grits up.
Grits up. Make sure that we sanitize our hands.
Yep.
Stay socially distanced.
Yes.
And have a great week. We'll see you next time on the Producers Podcast. He's Tall Paul Joseph. I'm Jack Silver. Share this thing. Like it. Leave us comments. Whatever you want to do.
A nice prayer for Hank Aaron, who passed.
Hold on.
Along with Don Sutton and along with Tommy Lasorda. Those are three major baseball people that left within a couple of days. And there's Hank Aaron right there.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite.
Yep. Number 44.
Number 44, Hammer and Hank.
Yeah.
God rest his soul.
We'll miss him.
All right, buddy. And I'll miss you. I'll talk to you soon on the Producers Podcast.
Take care.